I know what I want to go to next. You know what it is? It is time for True Stories. Peasy's True Stories. Paul the producer's True Stories. Whatevs, people. Whatevs. And I like that better. You know what's different about doing that right now? With that screen that I come to right here, I'll go to it again for you right here. See that? It'll play that same whole thing again. So now you see the TV up. The Rise TV is up, and I like that much better. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew that the angle was going to change on that, and that wasn't correct, and so I'm going to have to remember to check that every time before I start too, because there are a million things on my set list of things to do. Anyway, this is True Stories. Welcome to True Stories. So you know what my problem was when I was a little kid was? I was a total pyromaniac for a good while, and I'm glad I grew out of that because, you know, if you grow up and you still have these tendencies, especially if it's pyromania, I wasn't a pyromaniac because I liked listening to Def Leppard's album Pyromania. I was a pyromaniac maybe more so because of Motley Crue. I would do crazy shit with fire, okay? And one of my cousins, I believe he's watching or listening at some point to this, and he gave me the idea when I was little. He mentioned something about throwing gasoline on snow and lighting it on fire. I thought, shit, instead of shoveling the driveway when my dad would be like, go and shovel the driveway, because he'd say it just like that. And I would go out and shovel the driveway and be like, fuck this. So I started pouring gasoline on top of snow. And it did not work to melt it. So the crazy thing is you pour gasoline on top of snow and you don't realize that it's lit. But I expected like the snow just to be like, whoa, to melt away underneath the flame of burning gasoline within snow. But that did not work. So you're thinking, you can't even see the flame. And so the flame fucking doesn't even register on your eyes. You can't hear it, you can't see it, you can't feel it. And so I'm like, fuck, there's not enough gasoline on the snow. And I keep dumping gasoline on the snow, not realizing that it is burning. And this fucking, the fucking gas can lit on fire because the fire in the snow burning that you could not see or hear went all the way up to the gas can. And then so gas can was on fire and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to explode. I threw the fucking snow on top of the gas can and somehow I think I extinguished the burning flame. It worked. It didn't explode, but this is not the only part of this true story. Of course, like I was saying, I was a pyromaniac, and I think I was badly influenced by none other than Motley Crue at this time of my life. And let me show you this over here. And here's another good reason why. Let me just turn the sound down on that completely for you. I will bring it all the way near the end right there, and I will go like, voila for you. I will go to this over here and bring that in. And you see over here these crazy rockers and stuff, shit like that. At the end of this video, okay, this is She's Got the Looks That Kill, and I'm not playing the sound because I don't want to have the copyright issues. So this is that right there, a burning pentagram. That right there made me want to go out in the street and try that. So I would go out in the street and I would dump gasoline in the street and I would light it on fire. And I tried making a pentagram, but it's very hard to be exact when you're working with gasoline. Okay, that's the next video. That's not what I wanted here. Let's go back to the one before and come back over here to this, all right? Because that's really the whole point of this whole thing right here is to show you this. So I'm going to play that back in slow-mo because I feel like it. Playback speed, 1/4 as fast. Radio. Okay, so see that? It inspired me to go out and light things on fire. So one time, my friends and I was about 14-ish years old, give or take a year. We decided, hey, we're going to make a movie, an action movie. And my little friend, Eric, at the time, he had a little analog kind of camera thing we used in the backyard of my friend Mike, who lived across the street from us. We were all friends. And in the backyard, they didn't have grass. They just had, it was an unfinished yard. And so we decided to make this action film that was heavy on the fire and not so much other kinds of action. But I was the wild man with the gasoline, and I was dumping gasoline on the fucking entire movie set. I remember we got the film back for this, and we couldn't discern anything. It was all blurry fire. The whole thing was just blurry fire. It was not as beautiful as this kind of work of art that you see here with Motley Crue, but it was a blur of fire. And so I'm dumping gasoline all over the fucking dirt in their backyard, and it's like, I don't know if shit can survive in their fucking dirt now because I dumped so much of that in their backyard. I mean, like, and so we were so worried. Actually, it smelled so badly like gasoline at the end of the day, we were afraid that his parents were going to be very pissed off. It's like, you went in their backyard and it smelled like a fucking gas refinery. But as I was dumping the gasoline back there, Crazy Paul dumping gasoline on the fucking fire of the movie set, quote unquote, loosely termed, more like kids being crazy with fire on film. It was like the modern day equivalent of trying to go, we couldn't put it online, but we wanted notoriety for the fire that broke out. The fire fucking ran, as I was dumping with the gasoline onto the open flame, the fire fucking ran up to the gas tank again, and the gas tank was on fire, and we're all like screaming, freaking out. I jumped over the fence to the neighbor's yard, ran to their house, grabbed the hose, and the neighbor's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And so I grabbed their hose, turned the water, and then like I'm dousing the flames over the fence, hoping that an explosion doesn't occur. And so there was really so much smell of gasoline that my friend Mike, I recall him being extremely pissed off that I did that. And I deserved that. But it's a memory, and the whole purpose of the memory, you know, we have that memory, and that's lovely to look back at something like that and be like, oh yeah, cool, that happened. But really the special part for me, pour moi, is that years later, I get to tell that story here and entertain all of you by what a crazy pyromaniac I was. And that's it today. Everybody, this has been True Stories by Paul. Let me see. Video source. What is this? Elgato Facecam Pro. To that one. Okay, that one's better. That's what I wanted as. All right, back to this. That was True Stories, everybody. Thank you very much.